We're here with Tamara. She has 3 children. 2 of them are biological, 1 is adopted, and she has worked with Brian Post and the Parents in Training team for about 6 months now. Tamara, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So tell us what's been going on with your family.
So we adopted a 9-year-old little girl. We took her into our home as a foster, and within 6 months they allowed us to adopt her because she was already fully ready for adoption. And we noticed that she was having issues with attachment. She's very, very afraid to attach because she had been in several failed adoptive homes.
When you say difficulty attaching, what was she doing? What was telling you that?
Well, so she wants attention, especially from me and my husband, you know, as mom and dad. She wanted attention, but as soon as you start to give that type of attention, whether it's affection or just reading stories at bedtime, anything like that, then we would see just crazy explosive behavior because she didn't know how to handle it. And so then she would pull away. And as you know, I've read in some books, they call it push-pull, push-pull, push-pull. But she was starting to do more pushing than she was pulling you back in. And it was causing a lot of problems just within the home in general, with our biological children as well, because she was doing the same thing with them, and we just realized that we needed help. And when the state asked, you know, why do you want to be in this program, I told them, I said, well, you know, to me, success means that the child who you've adopted comes home after they leave the home. You know, as adults, they come home, you know, for Christmas, Thanksgiving. They come when they're growing their family and getting married. You know, you integrate as much as you possibly can. And so I told them, in order for that to happen, she has to be attached. You know, and I said, raising these children until they're 18 or 19 years old and having them exit from your home and then never coming back to me is not a successful adoption.
And so Brian Post entered the picture. What's the first thing he did?
Well, he started by giving us some education on what trauma does to the brain, what can cause trauma, because things, you know, we don't realize some of the different things that can cause trauma, and what trauma even looks like. And he's taught us that trauma is anything that is like prolonged stress causes trauma to the brain, and what that looks like when it becomes a vicious cycle in the home. And also, one of the things that we've learned in the program is that almost all behavior that a child can have, and sometimes even the adults in the home, just to be really honest, are fear-driven. Right. And so when you can learn how to squelch the fear, then, you know, the child in the home can flourish.
So what's a process that he had shared with you that worked with her?
He put us through, it's a 16-week course that he has, and that's just online, and as well as giving us a book, because you have, like, for some people that reading it helps listening to it. And then we've also taken seminars with him, a family camp where we went and just did some more in-depth, he calls it mat work, and just like getting in touch with your feelings, because it's when you can start recognizing, you know, the feelings and the emotions that you experience. I call it coming to terms with it, for lack of a better word.
Okay. So what is something that he instilled for you to do with her that helps?
For me, it's to be consistent. She was in, when she came to us, she had been in, we were her 9th home in 2 years. Wow. And so this Christmas will be her first time in a home for 2 Christmases in a row. And so he told me for now just to stay very, very consistent. I'm a very black and white person. I'm very blunt and to the point. I have a lot of compassion, but I don't really let it show. That's one of my coping mechanisms, probably from when I was younger. And he said before we can break through that, she needs a lot of consistency, and that really does help. Because as soon as I step outside of what she's used to, it rattles her and she gets emotional.
Okay, so in other words, time she gets up, time she eats, those types of things.
Yep.
Okay.
Choose love. Choose love. Choose love.